Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Meteorologist Joe Hansel here. Still be mindful of timing some likely rounds of rain and thunderstorms yet for the state through the course of your Wednesday. Yesterday, near to slightly warmer than average temps in Charleston, low at 55, high at 76, average high is 73 now. This afternoon, there's still generally a likely chance of showers and storms, a low swinging through a cold front yet through the afternoon and evening hours. Some passing up to locally heavy rain and some isolated severe storm potential may still exist today. Most of the state included from the Storm Prediction Center a marginal risk of severe weather. Now, marginal means isolated severe storms are possible. And in this case, isolated damaging winds and a brief spin up of a tornado can't be ruled out as well. So be weather aware of rain and isolated severe storm potential today. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Washington, D.C. near 69 with a chance of a shower and storm. Chicago near 51. Tampa near 88. Orlando heating up near 92. From Panhandle to Panhandle, all of us generally a likely chance of showers and storms with an isolated severe storm possible. Highs mid and upper 60s to the north, some 60s to low 70s out in eastern areas of West Virginia today. East to west, running across the state here. Highs around 70, give or take. Likely rounds of rain and thunderstorms with that risk of severe. And down to the south, highs in the 60s and 70s as well. Maybe a little bit of a breezy southwest wind with, again, that local damaging wind potential with that isolated severe storm potential. High near 72, showers and storms likely in Charleston today. Looking ahead, slight chance of a shower tomorrow and cooler temps behind that frontal passage, 63. Chance of a rain shower Friday, high near 63, 59 dry on Saturday. Some patchy frost possible Saturday night, low near 36. Then warmer next week, chance of rain and storms for Monday.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Live from West Virginia's capital city with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
It's a Wednesday afternoon. Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Matt Guitar Murphy, Stephanie Pauly, our producers today. We're going to continue to tell you stories about people that have changed lives by giving the gift of life and organs. Coming up a little bit later on. Also, Open Line West Virginia is on the way. It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
It's a rainy day in West Virginia, just about anywhere you are right now. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Nothing but your calls and text, 1-800-765-TALK, 1-800-765-8255, or text 304-TALK-304. Again, we've been doing we did this. This is the second year we've done this. In the month of April, we tell you great stories about people whose lives have been changed by the kindness of others by donating organs. And we've been telling you those stories all month long. We'll do our final one of those today. We'll talk to a lady here in Charleston whose life was changed forever with the gift of a kidney transplant. So we're going to talk about that coming up a little bit later on. I want to bring in now John Waltz from West Virginia Wesleyan, because we are continuing coverage of the Metro News and West Virginia and Wesleyan West Virginia Scholarship Program from Wesleyan. Brought to you by the West Virginia Farm Bureau and ZMM Architects and Engineers, also by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. John Waltz joins us now. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the show.
Great. Great to be on with you guys, and look forward to talking about the West Virginia Scholar Program.
All right. Well, what's the weather forecast? Is it rainy in Buchanan today like it is everywhere else?
It's a little bit rainy. Yesterday we were having one of those three or four weather system days, and today it's a little rainier, but still looking beautiful out on campus.
Welcome to spring in West Virginia, where you can have all 4 seasons in 4 hours. That's what I love about West Virginia. And by the way, I just want to give a shout out to you guys at Wesleyan, because if you've never had a chance to be on campus, which I have at West Virginia Wesleyan, it is an absolutely beautiful campus that you folks have there.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. We hear that all the time when students come. They always say it looks like a college campus. The buildings all match. It's very flat, which is rare in West Virginia. So always happy to have that feature. And, love our having students on our beautiful campus.
Let's talk about this West Virginia Scholar Program. Again, it's a full-ride scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan, room, board, tuition, and fees all included. And you go to our website, WVMetroNews.com. There's an Apply Now button, and that's where you go. But the deadline, though, is Sunday. How are the numbers looking as far as getting people to apply so far, John?
I'm excited to say that there are about double the amount of applicants from last year, which was a good year for the program so far already this year. And haven't taken too close a look at all of them yet. We want to wait till they all kind of start rolling in. But, boy, we've been really impressed by all the different parts of the state being represented and the number of applicants, and still plenty of time for students to get that done by Sunday.
Talk about how important that is to families, that when you say at West Virginia Wesleyan that room, board, tuition, and fees are all included. That ain't chump change, sir.
No. With we know college and the rising costs of food and everything else have made things challenging for families. And an opportunity like this, we find does two things. For a student that wins, obviously, it provides them a life-changing experience, taking the burden of any cost for education really off of their family's plate. And then for all the students who apply, they're applying to college, they're finding out about all the scholarships they get. And we find many of the students get really big awards, including runner-up awards and other awards. We provide the finalists and applicants, and those students find that they have great access to affordability for college.
What's the selling point of West Virginia Wesleyan? What makes it such a great institution?
Well, certainly our academic reputation is really well known throughout the state. We have very high placement rates into graduate schools and into jobs, and part of it is creating an education that solves challenges, whether that's our nursing program, whether that's our cybersecurity program, whether that's our master's degree in counseling. We're really trying to address needs of the state, and needs often are jobs. And so we're really trying to provide students an education that gets them a job, gets them into graduate school, and the level of attention that they will get here is unparalleled. Faculty and staff that live as part of a community, 85% of them hold the very highest degree they can. So we have people living here together who are invested only in the success of these students, and that kind of high-touch experience in a residential campus is really what makes Wesleyan special.
We're talking again with John Waltz of West Virginia Wesleyan about the 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, 19th annual edition of this. And one thing I will say this, John, and I say this when I talk to other folks with other institutions of higher learning in West Virginia. One of the most exciting things I think about higher education these days is that the institutions like Wesleyan and others, you are listening to what employers want in West Virginia. They're coming to you and they're saying, okay, here is what we need. And I think everyone in higher education needs to be committed for doing that.
Yeah, that's certainly a reflection of our president, Dr. James Moore, who spends a lot of time in the community and presenting and meeting with healthcare leaders and leaders in mental health and just a lot of the challenges, entrepreneurship and business development. I mean, we see ourselves as a leader in those places, and we think education, us and our colleagues, can certainly be part of that solution for the state and for the region.
So, again, we do want to remind folks, the reason we want to have you on today is that deadline is Sunday night. Just go to the website, WVMetroNews.com, and just click on the Apply Now button. But the deadline is on Sunday night. So people who haven't already done it, we've been talking about it for a couple of months. The clock is ticking, sir.
That's right. It's a normal college thing to wait until the deadline, and so we tell students,
or past
go ahead,
the deadline.
Let's get this done this weekend.
All right, John. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule. I know you're really busy. Keep doing great things at West Virginia Wesleyan, and we'll talk soon. Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much. Appreciate the partnership.
John Waltz again from West Virginia Wesleyan. Now, again, we're talking about the 19th annual West Virginia Scholar Program. just go to the website. All the information is there, but somebody is going to get a full ride to West Virginia Wesleyan, room, board, tuition, and fees, all included. Big shout out to the folks at ZMM Architects and Engineers, the West Virginia Farm Bureau, Greer Industries, and the West Virginia Hospital Association for making it all possible. And as I said, we can't emphasize enough the importance of a student getting a full ride with room, board, tuition, and fees all included. But the deadline, though, folks, is Sunday night. So make sure you go to our website, wvmetronews.com. Hey, you go there anyway for all the news. So go to wvmetronews.com and simply hit the Apply Now button. But the deadline, though, is this Sunday. And again, thank you to John and all the fine folks at West Virginia Wesleyan. They made me a fan of theirs. I didn't go there, but they made me a fan of theirs years ago when I had a chance to go up and meet with President Cook and get to know about the folks at West Virginia Wesleyan. Plus, I'm going to just say this. Buchanan is just a cool town anyway. So it's a very, very cool town. And no, Mayor Robbie Skinner did not pay me to say that. I'm just saying it's a cool town. Some great. If you ever get a chance, go up to Buchanan and enjoy a fine meal and enjoy a great, great college town, because it is definitely that. All right, we're going to take a break a little bit early. When we come back, we continue our great stories telling you about organ donations in the state of West Virginia. This is a really unique story that's going to wrap it all up for us, and we'll get to it right after this. Stay with us.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The WV Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ, or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Looking for a show that talks about everything? You found it.
By the way, I'm really happy to talk about this as opposed to Ryan's opinion that being a sports fan is a bad thing.
He said that it kept him from being stressed about it, not that it was a bad thing. They didn't have the stress. And, I mean, I've seen you pace.
Yeah, you're only 30 and you look like that.
So true. So
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Welcome back to the show. It is 2:18. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. During the month of April, we like to spend some time telling you some great stories about some folks that have given a whole lot as far as their organ donations and whatnot. And we have a living donor who's in studio with us now. Her name is Pam King. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay,
it's a pleasure to be here.
This is the part
Thank
where you say hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good.
All right,
I'm
very good, very good. She's a little bit nervous, but that's okay because you are in the presence of Matt Guitar Murphy, our producer. So, I mean, world renowned. So we're going to, she just gave you the metal horn sign back. I don't think that's ever happened. That was on Metro News Television, so everybody could see that.
Hello, everyone.
Pam, tell us your story. And Cheryl King is here with us as well. But Pam, tell us your story.
Okay. First off, Cheryl and I are not related.
Okay, let's have you step in that microphone a little bit. There you go.
Cheryl and I are not related, but we're I consider best of friends. But
okay.
Anyway, why did I become a living donor?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my husband had chronic kidney disease. He was diagnosed probably about 10 years before the actual transplant, which was in 2018. But technically, it all started with a conversation that I had in one of his appointments with his nephrologist, his kidney doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Have you ever thought about living donation?" And I said, "What's that?"
That's exactly what I would have said. Yeah.
What's that? And so he explained a little bit of the particulars of it, and it essentially begins with a lot of testing. And initially, I found out that I was not a match, which was kind of devastating to me. Although he was on the transplant list, and he was, which means he was most likely scheduled for a deceased donor transplant.
Okay.
So from there, the transplant center that we went through, which was Vandalia Health, they started doing a little bit of research, and they found a father and son, which lived close also, and they were in the same predicament we were. The son wanted to give a kidney to the father, and they were not a match either. So we took some additional tests and found out that we had all the markers of what could be considered a paired exchange. We swapped kidneys. We were the first paired exchange in the state of West Virginia. And so, basically, we had 2 days of surgery and lots of, before you get to that point, you have the best physical that you've ever had in your entire life. Because they want to make sure that you don't have any, that you match by tissue typing and virus checks, and just make sure that you have, are in the best possible health, and they don't want you as a living donor to be at risk either.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, over 2 days of surgery, I had my surgery first and gave my kidney to the gentleman that was in the other pair, and then the following day, my husband had received his kidney from the son of the other pair.
Cheryl, how common is that? I know she said that they were the first ever living donor paired exchange, but how common are things like this, let's say nationwide or worldwide?
Well, nationwide, they're a lot more common than they are here. But, I mean, we certainly still have them here. I know in February there was one. No, I'm sorry. I'm getting that one mixed up. I know there can be bigger ones. I mean, and by bigger ones, I mean, this was 4 people. There can be as many as 12 people in an exchange. So it's,
this is fascinating to me because I hate to plead ignorant here, but you don't know what you don't know. I didn't even know this was a thing, that you could have that many people in a chain like that.
Yeah, and you don't even have to be in the same state. We have a living donor, and she was in an exchange that involved 12 people, but it was different states. So I can't tell you about the logistics,
Right,
but they
yeah.
all had to be right on with the timing.
I mean, so many things, Cheryl, and Pam have to fall into place. I hate to use the overused cliche, a perfect storm, but it has to be a perfect storm for all these things to be able to fall into place.
Right, yes, absolutely. And also, too, there are actually essentially two different types of living donation. There's directed and non-directed.
Okay, explain the difference.
So mine was directed because I knew it was going to go to that gentleman of the other pair. So non-directed is basically anybody that comes into any transplant center across the nation and says to them, I want to be tested as a living donor. And they will start the testing, which is essentially at first, you need to know what your blood type is.
Okay.
And any transplant center can make arrangements for you to have blood typing and a urinalysis at the time. That is the preliminary testing for all living donors. And so, and then once you get that information, they start looking at in the database that they have of people that need kidneys of who would be a potential match. And again, that could be anyone across the United States. And so, they start, once they find a potential match, and also, it has to meet a certain travel criteria too, because kidneys basically can travel, I believe, about within a 24-hour period before they start to degrade.
Okay.
And so,
Cheryl, you may know, maybe you know this as well, Pam, but what's the transportation like? I hate to ask a really dumb question, but how do you transport them?
By airplane.
Okay, I meant like do they?
Right.
Again, I'm gonna plead ignorant here, but they have to be like on ice. They have to be heated. They have to.
Yes, and we have certain machines that they can go into as well. So it depends on the distance. It may be by a vehicle or it's by plane.
Okay. Again, so why was it so important to you, Pam, to want to do this? I know you saw what your husband was going through, but still, a lot of people still aren't going to get involved in that. They're not going to go that far. Why was it so important to you?
Well, first off, I think it was I wasn't afraid of the idea of surgery. Up until that point in my life, I'd had numerous surgery. I'd had both hips replaced. I'd had a C-section. I'd had a variety of other surgeries. So I knew the concept.
All in 1 week.
All in
I'm
1 week. No, over a period of time. Anyway, my son's 45, so that C-section was a number of years ago. But and I wasn't all that concerned about my overall health.
Right.
So that's why it was important to me to do that. And my husband was concerned, obviously, and I told him, I said, I've made a promise. I'm going to do this with or without you. So you may as well get on board.
Well, let me just say, as somebody who's been married for 34 years,
45,
of 34 for me, 45, I have heard that story before. We're going to do this. We're going to do this, and you can do it or not. But you're going to do this.
Yeah,
in the end.
love you, mean it, but we're going to do.
Talk about your husband a little bit.
Well, he's a pretty neat guy.
Okay, good.
I kind of like him.
Well, you should after you've been married that long. Makes it a lot easier if you like him.
Yeah, but over his health history hasn't been all that stellar.
Okay.
He's had a variety of what you call chronic health conditions. 14 months before his kidney transplant, he had triple bypass surgery. He had his cervical spine replaced by titanium. He had been hospitalized with hypertension.
You two should have superpowers at this point, right?
Well, you know what amazed me more than anything else about that man is the sense of humor that he was able to maintain, because he was undergoing some problems even with dialysis.
Okay.
One of the things with dialysis is in preparation of it, they perform a vascular surgery in the non-dominant arm between the arteries and veins. It's called a fistula. And it's pretty extensive surgery. You have the surgery and you have to wait several months before it's able to receive dialysis.
Okay.
He'd had 3 failed fistulas
Wow.
up until that time.
Wow.
And they even did an experimental one, which is up on his upper
Right.
arm.
Yeah.
And that failed as well. So at the point where he was undergoing dialysis, he had what is called a central line through a major artery in his neck.
Okay.
So he was, again, amazing man, great sense of humor. But we were in this together.
In this together.
And we'd had a lot of difficult conversations up until that point as well.
I understand. Cheryl, we got to start to wrap it up. This will be the final one of these we'll be doing, I think, for the month of April till next year. Give us a final, the final message about this entire program.
Well, we want everyone to know that is the ultimate gift that you can give someone. And as we've learned today, you can be a deceased donor or you can be a living donor. You can give someone else the gift of life. You can continue to be on this earth through someone else, and you can sign up at core.org or when you get your driver's license or your hunting and fishing license.
All right. Pleasure to meet you, Pam.
Pleasure to meet you.
All
Thank
right.
you
All
very
right,
much.
Cheryl, thank you for everything this month. You knocked it out of the park again with some incredible stories, and I know we only have 4 or 5 weeks to tell them, but there are a lot of incredible stories out there. Thanks a lot, ladies. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to Open Line West Virginia. Nothing but your calls and text, 1-800-765-TALK. That is the phone number you can text, 304-TALK-304. It's Metro News Midday. We're coming back.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Meteorologist Joe Hansel here. Still be mindful of timing some likely rounds of rain and thunderstorms yet for the state through the course of your Wednesday. Yesterday, near to slightly warmer than average temps in Charleston, low at 55, high at 76, average high is 73 now. This afternoon, there's still generally a likely chance of showers and storms, a low swinging through a cold front yet through the afternoon and evening hours. Some passing up to locally heavy rain and some isolated severe storm potential may still exist today. Most of the state included from the Storm Prediction Center a marginal risk of severe weather. Now, marginal means isolated severe storms are possible. And in this case, isolated damaging winds and a brief spin up of a tornado can't be ruled out as well. So be weather aware of rain and isolated severe storm potential today. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Washington, D.C. near 69 with a chance of a shower and storm. Chicago near 51. Tampa near 88. Orlando heating up near 92. From Panhandle to Panhandle, all of us generally a likely chance of showers and storms with an isolated severe storm possible. Highs mid and upper 60s to the north, some 60s to low 70s out in eastern areas of West Virginia today. East to west, running across the state here. Highs around 70, give or take. Likely rounds of rain and thunderstorms with that risk of severe. And down to the south, highs in the 60s and 70s as well. Maybe a little bit of a breezy southwest wind with, again, that local damaging wind potential with that isolated severe storm potential. High near 72, showers and storms likely in Charleston today. Looking ahead, slight chance of a shower tomorrow and cooler temps behind that frontal passage, 63. Chance of a rain shower Friday, high near 63, 59 dry on Saturday. Some patchy frost possible Saturday night, low near 36. Then warmer next week, chance of rain and storms for Monday.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. With Metro News Hotline, if it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Our prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. It is Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Dave Allen in the host chair. Stephanie Pauly and Matt Guitar Murphy are our producers today. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia here momentarily. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Do want to throw this out there. This time last week, the big breaking story, and we covered it extensively, was the chemical situation here in Kanawha County. New information has come out where the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection and the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency are saying that air sampling following the deadly chemical release at the Catalyst Refiners, Inc. last week has not yet detected any hydrogen sulfide off-site. Now, according to the agencies, the air sampling results to date still indicate no threat, zero threat to public health and safety. The day after the incident, that would have been last Thursday because the incident was on Wednesday of last week, the agencies installed 11 air monitors, 6 around the facility and 5 just downwind of it. They say now they have a total of 12 monitors to sample the air quality in the area. Both agencies also say they're working with local, state, federal agencies to coordinate the removal plan for Catalyst Refiners, Inc. to make sure that the materials that are in the facility are, their words from the release, quote, properly categorized and move off-site, end quote. They say that categorizing the site and its contents is a routine process to help the conditions to remain stable and to ensure that all materials are handled safely. Now, Ames Goldsmith, who is a spokesperson for the company, said, quote, this was in a conversation with WOWK 13 News, that the nitro plant is scheduled to close in June. Employees were notified of the closure plans earlier this year, and the work taking place at the site is in preparation for the clothing. Of course, that incident was reported to Metro 911 here in Kanawha County around 9:30 or so last Wednesday morning, just off the First Avenue South and Institute exits, the facility owned by Ames Goldsmith. And of course, we told you all about that last week. It was quite a scene and tragic scene here in Kanawha County last week, but no threat to the public as it stands right now. Don't expect that will change. I just wanted to get that in there. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. On the mailers, we spent some time during the 12 o'clock hours talking about the political mailers. Text says, if candidates spend $10 million on helping local charities and nonprofits and promote their gifts for free on Facebook and in the news, then folks will really understand who they are and what they're willing to support. It's called putting your money where your mouth is, not just paying for veneers that ultimately make your teeth look rotten, says the texter. See what you did there. Text says, what? No Senate candidates saying we're about to be under Sharia law if they're not elected on the show today? See, Dave, the terrorists have already won. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. If you don't think, says the texter, there's a cover-up in the John Lucas story, you're crazy. Well, according to the attorney for the family, there is not. Statement, we interviewed the attorney during the 12 o'clock hour, and the attorney, Scott Summers, was on set with us, and it seems like that the family sat down with the Kanawha County Prosecutor's Office and has admitted that there is no cover-up, and the investigation continues. Text said, just about the mailers, just name the donors. I wrote that in Republican all caps so you all would understand it. If money is speech, put people's faces and names to it. Thank you for writing it in all caps. It's helpful to old people like me. Text says, so every pothole in the state will be filled by the end of May. I'll believe it when I see it. Well, the governor said that yesterday, but then, he kind of said, well, we'll kind of do our best. But he did say that. By the way, we had scheduled on the show today Brent Walker with the Department of Highways to talk about this massive pothole projects around the state. I'm going to imagine with the rain coming down as it is here in the Kanawha Valley, not a lot's going on out there today. We had him scheduled to be on the show today, but obviously with the situation up in Jefferson County, we had to bump him. And so we're going to have, I don't know if it'll be Brent or not, but somebody from the Department of Highways will be on to talk about what the governor said yesterday during that press event in St. Albans. So we'll have them on the show tomorrow. Text says well, actually, they got the letters backwards here, but I think what you meant was what it said is WVCR. I think you meant us. Taking money from a PAC that uses the phrase woke transgender DEI left as a negative is broadcasting a racist dog whistle. Well, in their ad, we do not have the ability under the law to turn down ads. As long as the ads are not vulgar, they don't violate any kind of language issues or whatever. That's why you hear on those ads those nice little disclaimers that say paid for by so-and-so. That's pretty much the way it is. Text says, just almost got run over by a woman texting and driving. Stop texting and driving. Oh, wait, I'm texting and driving. Never mind, says a texter. They got jokes on a rainy Wednesday afternoon. Text, well, they answered their own question. What about early voting at satellite locations? Mon has had that in the past, and then they followed it up by letting me know. Mountaineer Mall, Mason District Park are the two early voting locations in Mon County. We'll try to make sure that that's all of them. I don't know. That's just what a texter says. We'll try to get those early locations or early voting locations out for you. Again, early voting started today in West Virginia. If you are going to early vote, as we said earlier, a couple of things to remember. Number one, you must have a photo ID. That is the law. There's any number of things you can use for a photo ID. Photo IDs, if you need one, are available through the county clerk's office. Also, remember that the courthouse hours, the counties go by the courthouse hours, and courthouse hours in one county may not be the same as the next county. So just make sure you know before you go. Text, how embarrassing for a real king to have to share breathing space with a wannabe King Trump. Text, so multiple people's negligence contributed to John Lucas's death. Looking like it'd be written off as an unfortunate accident. No one will be prosecuted or face repercussions. How sad. Well, it takes time. And this is what folks from the prosecuting attorney's office have said. This is what the attorney for the family has said. It takes time. And this vigilanteism about we want somebody now, it's not helping. That's according to Scott Summers, who is the attorney for the family. Text says King Charles had a very close relationship with Jimmy Savile when Charles was a prince. And surprise, Charles had no idea what he was doing. Charles and Trump are peas in a pod, close relationships with sex pest, but somehow completely oblivious to it, and all the signs around it. Strange coincidences these days. Text, I hope West Virginians have the sense to give Shelley her term limit voter out. I hope Republicans have had enough of her nepotism, insider trading, and neglect of West Virginia while living high in D.C. I hope in one hand and blank in the other, knowing which one will be filled up first. I could read that one so quickly because I get the same text on the local show in Charleston this morning as well. She addressed all of those issues today during an interview with Wilson and Meadows on Talk Line. Gas went down, says the texter, 10 to 20 cents per gallon as oil prices have gone up. If there's not an American oil cartel manipulating gas prices to keep heavy backlash off of Trump, then how else is it explained? Text, Dave, I just printed off my sample ballot from the county. Can I take that in with me? Yeah, you can take it as long as it's not visible. You cannot. This is one of the things that I found when in my time, full disclosure, when I was working for the West Virginia Secretary of State's office. People talk about things that go on in polling locations, and automatically people think of vote buying and think. The biggest issues in most polling places in West Virginia were things that people simply forgot about, like you cannot wear a vote for Matt Murphy hat into the polling place. You cannot wear a pin that says vote for Matt Murphy. Why you would want to do that, I don't know, but I'm just saying that is considered electioneering, and a nice poll worker may say, look, take your hat off before you come in. If you got a jacket or a T-shirt, turn it inside out. Don't go in shirtless, although I think legally you can. Just saying. And also, no cameras in a polling place. You cannot record. You cannot take pictures of your voting. You cannot walk in and record, as a lot of elected officials like to do. Here I am going to vote in the whatever county courthouse. Well, you better stop that camera recording before you walk through the front door, because after that you are breaking the law. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. But to ask your question or to answer your question, sample ballots, I mean, if you stick it in your pocket, I think it would be okay, but I wouldn't go in with it in hand. That's my advice to you. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back after this.
A degree from Marshall University isn't simply a career path. It's a trust, an opportunity to inhabit the moments that change lives, to make connections that make a difference. With the opportunities of a larger school and the intimate nature usually reserved for one much smaller, you'll find your people, your passion, and yourself at Marshall, all while experiencing the moments that will shape the rest of your life. In person, online, or a mixture of both, join us today. Your moment awaits at Marshall University.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The WV Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
By the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the show. 12 away from 3 o'clock. Stephanie Pauley, Matt Guitar Murphy on Producers Day. One of our biggest events in Charleston is going to be coming up here in just a couple of weeks. We'll all be out there for talking about Foam with the Dome, produced by Charleston Urban Works and presented by Encova Insurance. Saturday, May the 9th, going to be a great, great day. We'll be telling you lots more about it as we get closer. You can go to the website to get your tickets. Reserve them in advance. FoamCWV.com. Foam with the Dome on the boulevard right in front of the West Virginia State Capitol coming up on May 9th. We'll have more details on that as we get a little bit closer. Open line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK. The phone number, text 304-TALK-304. Text says, hey, Dave, you're doing great today. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Must be my mother texting from the grave. Text, wow, this is way too long. I appreciate the text, but I cannot read something that long. I will pass it along to the news department. It's about an issue. I cannot read all of that on the air, but I do appreciate the text. Text says, be the goats and go votes. There you go. Secretary of State's office, county clerks. There, that could be your new slogan, but then you'd have a lot of people saying, why are you calling me a goat? Text says, Dave, those locations you mentioned for Mon County, correct. Well, thank you very much. Someone says the texter needs to keep an eye on the polling places to make sure that there is no cheating in the election like the Democrats love to do. Well, I can tell you there's a lot of people keeping eyes on the polling places, and widespread voter fraud simply ain't a thing. It's not. Now, again, bad actors get caught every now and then, yes, but widespread voter fraud is not a thing. It is so weird, says a texter, that people protest being kings, but then they idolize and worship the royal family and talk about other drama and business. I heard TJ say how much money the royal family's bringing in. How much money do they spend? Their expenditures, I guess, because they're invested in landmines and similar style munition companies. They're not really worried about how much taxpayers pay for their security, homes, maintenance, etc. Look, I ain't in England, so I don't really care about the royal family. I mean, you do you, Chuck. King Chuck, you do what you do, man. We left that behind 250 years ago. I know there's a lot of folks that are fascinated with the Royals and so on and so forth. I'm more fascinated with the Kansas City Royals than I am the Royals in the country across the pond. I wish them well, but I couldn't care less, and they probably don't like me either. Text, cue to liberals to stop complaining about photo voter ID. It's the law. Now deal with it. It is. It's been the law. Voter ID has been the law in West Virginia since 2018. Photo ID is something new this time around. Text says, seem like we are litigating a civil suit before any criminal charges have been brought. The John Lucas story. Text said, when you said take their shirts off, females too. I never said that. I was making a joke. Dave, how do I get a copy of my vote before I leave the polls? Don't trust Trump or Republicans. Well, you can see what you voted on the screen. Text says, just want to ask all people of West Virginia if Trump is above the Constitution. If not, his Secretary of Defense just said that he is. Sad day to be an American. Text, hope the Republican Party is happy that they've shut out independents from the primary. I guess I'll sit this one out or just vote Democrat. Well, that's your right, too. Text says, Dave, it's bad that our elected leaders will go on radio and answer questions, but won't answer questions that their constituents have for them. If a crime, says a texter, has been committed, then that person or persons should be arrested and charged. In John Lucas' case, they know they left the scene of an accident, and the prosecutors said they did lie about what happened. Well, again, the case is being worked on as we speak. All right. Look, I understand the emotions that are involved in this case. Maybe a case similar to this in your hometown, whatever the case may be. I'll give you a good example. From my home county, of the place where I lived for a lot of my life, and that is Logan County. There's a situation, we write about it at WVMetroNews.com, where there's some things being investigated at Logan Middle School. Okay, last night, social media, and this morning, everybody. Why isn't this being done? Because it's an investigation. That's why. And we have a process that we go through, because if we rush it, then people that may or may not be guilty, let me say that may be guilty, then walk if it's rushed. Let the process play out. 2:53, we'll wrap it up after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The WV Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Welcome back to the show. 3 minutes before the top of the hour. Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Dave Allen here with you, Stephanie Pauly, and Guitar Murphy on the other side of the glass. Mr. Weekly coming up with Hotline at many of these same Metro News stations. So
yes, that's the rumor.
He's been known to do the weather. You have from time to time.
I was a really bad weather person.
What's the weather right now?
Rainy.
Okay, very
wet.
good. All right.
You need a jacket.
And here's Stephanie with sports. It seems to be a very wet kind of rain. Have you noticed that?
Really wet.
That's my
And that's the worst kind.
It's the worst kind.
That's the worst kind.
You hate that dry rain.
It's an atmospheric river out there.
Yes. Well, we need the rain.
We need the rain.
I think when you get to a certain age, there are certain things that you say automatically, and you don't plan them. They just come out. At some point in my 55 years on this earth, at some point, I started saying, well, we need the rain. I don't know why. I don't garden. I mean, I don't plant. My wife has things out in the backyard. I don't know what it is.
Louis Anderson.
She puts it on spaghetti, whatever it is.
Louis Anderson has a 10-minute rant about this.
Yeah.
We need the rain.
We need the rain.
We need the rain.
Yeah,
but we do need the rain.
We do need the rain, and especially parts of the South really need the rain. I can tell you that. I'm going to be heading down that way a little bit later on, actually next month. So try to get those fires out in Georgia if you can, because I'm headed that way.
Here's the band.
Yeah, that's the Matt Murphy Experience is what we call the band there. Metro News Midday Band. All right. What you got on the show today?
We're going to talk a little bit about, hey, is there anybody out there who really wants to see the NCAA basketball tournament expanded?
No.
Did you see that?
Next.
Well,
some person probably. What's your in or out? Because I know it's food. It's about shrimp, right?
Oh, yeah. Today is National Shrimp Scampi Day.
Oh.
We hit all the hot topics.
I am 100% in on anything that has shrimp in it.
You know, a shrimp can lay 1,000 eggs.
All right. Well, it's good to know.
1,000 eggs. Your shrimp can only last about 13 months.
Yeah. Lasts less than that around me. I
Yeah.
can tell you that. See you tomorrow. Till then, have fun and love somebody.